Exclusively Trademark TV here, explaining when I was rich here, I had I won a large amount of money from Medway Council, right? Which was £40,000. I haven't got it now. I've got none of it left, right? You don't want money. I wrote a book on it called The Money's the Root of All Evil. I wrote a book on it about having the money and then losing it, then actually spending it all on rubbish, right? I tell you what, you don't want money, right? If you win the lottery, you don't want it either, right? That's not what you want, right? You do not want to win the lottery. Money's the root of all evil, and I'm talking from experience, right? I had £40,000, yeah, and now I've got nothing left to show for it. I've got nothing I bought out of that money ever here. It's not here at all, none of it. Not what I bought out of it, it's not here, none of it. Right, I went out on a shopping spree once and blew £16,000 in about a month, about a week. Right, and then I had an ISA with £9,000 and I blew 3.5 in a week. Weren't very good. Money was going to my head. I was upsetting the staff and Janet Stevens. I was upsetting her as well because I was accusing her of nicking it, and she weren't doing that. She was trying to save it, so I had money left over at the end of the day. But the problem is, yeah, you know what Terry's like? Terry knows best. He's not going to listen to no one. No, I never did. But the only thing, yeah, I wish I had done now. I wish I did things differently. But I suppose going through that was another part of my life. Experiencing it, I had to experience that. And I tell you what, yeah, no one wants to win any money at all. Nobody. Nobody wants to win any money from lottery, because it goes to your head. It's not an experience you want to be experiencing, right? If you come famous or loads of money, right, it ain't what you want to experience, right? You ain't to be left alone, right? Because you'll get friends not your friends when you didn't have money. Now you've got money. Now you've got made money. They're now your friends now. They're now your friends. They're now joining you because you've got money. They're now your friends. And when you didn't have money, you never knew who they were. And now they are your friends now because you've got thousands of pounds to give them. And they join you, right? They join you so well, yeah. You've got thousands of pounds to give them because you've got loads of money. Like my dad. My dad wanted £3,000 from me, and because Janet said no, Janet got called all the names under the sun, right? Because he didn't get his £3,000 he wanted to pay his loan for his massive shed down the garden. And I told him, I'm not a bank, Dad. And then Diane Crawford, James Bigmore's mum, texted me on the phone when I was at 17, asked me for £300, right? But her son weren't living in the company then, he had left. I'm not giving away £300 or £3,000 when I was at 31 Curlew. I'm not doing it. When I was at my old address, I'm not really giving money away. Right, now I've got back to where I started, got back up because Janet Stevens has got me back on the road again, and I feel more confident now, this side the money, than I did then. I feel more confident now. I know Janet's going to stand me up the right way up. Going to stand me up the right way up. As they say, this is the right way up. That's what they say in the business. The only way is up. Yes, said that in the 80s. The only way is up. And as Steve Ream said years ago, things can only get better. They say that. Steve Ream said that in one of his songs. Things can only get better. It can as well. The only way is up, yes, said. And as Michael Jackson said, it's just another part of me, and just another part of me. Just another part of my life. Who was once good, once had money, now got nothing to show for it, and now feel a lot better with that money. I do know. And once now got Lisa Sanger not to take the mickey out of me again, because I had loads of money. She didn't want to take the mickey out of me again. She carried on doing that. She thought it was funny to call me, here comes Rothschild, Here comes money bags. I feel sick you got all that money, they used to say. And I used to get wound up with that. I used to get really peed off the way they kept treating me. I wasn't different in myself. I was still the same person I was when I first come to this company. When I first come here, it didn't change me as a person, that money. But Lisa saying I didn't care about that. She ripped a hole in my life, in me, by taking the piss out of me and thought it was funny to do it on the way through. And Ray Lindsay told her, to piss off from 17 once, taking the piss out of me because I had loads of money. And so did another one, Josh, who worked at the company, told her to piss off, to leave me alone and stop taking the piss out of Terry just because he's got money. It doesn't change him as a person. It wasn't changing me as a person, but Lisa saying I didn't care about that. She called me, here comes Rothschild. I feel sick you got all that money. Yeah, that's what one member of staff said when they saw my bank account. I feel sick you got all that money. And I thought, why don't you fuck off? I nearly said to her. It ain't because I got the money. Medway Council gave to me. I didn't want it in the early days. I didn't want to become rich. I didn't want to. And Lisa saying has peed off here that I'd become famous on YouTube. I heard her reaction in the office the other day when I went over there to get my 50 quid. Why is he on YouTube? He shouldn't be on there. Janet said, shut your fucking mouth up, Janet said. He's allowed to be on YouTube. That weren't coming from Janet, it was coming from another tenant who was in there. Shut your fucking mouth up, we follow him all the time. Lisa saying he's got a problem with becoming famous on YouTube. She's got a problem. Get down this fucking 5 Ordnance Terrace and get down this fucking address here, down in Chatham, and fucking tell me. Get down here and fucking tell me to my face you got a problem with being on YouTube, because you have got a problem, ain't you? And I'm now famous all over the world. You got a problem with that as well. You got a problem with me somewhere, I don't know what it is. You've had a problem with me since I first started here. You want to tell me to my face what it is? Is it me looks? Is it because I talk funny? Is it because I look after tenants? That I look out for them? That I look out for people? What's the problem then, Lisa Sanger? You got a right problem with me, I don't know what it is. You can't stand me, can you? You can't stand me at all. You thought I was a bad influence to all the tenants. Well, I'm here to tell you, mate, you either fucking stop doing it, or I'm going to tell Gunwolf you, and you'll get fired altogether, and you'll never work in his company ever again. You'll never work here ever again. You'll never step foot back in any care home in Oldham Medway, because you'll be banned. Do you understand that? You took the piss out of me since I first started here, back in 2006. You didn't want to talk to me when I first met you. You ignored me for 2 hours on the shift. And I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Right, but you didn't want to talk to me. You didn't want anything to do with me. You said I was a bad influence to all the tenants. And I was rotten to the core. I'm here to tell you, you've upset Janet. You have as well. Janet thinks the world of me. She's a big fan of me some reason. But I stand up for myself. I've gone down here in the past, and so's Jim fan of me as well. I've gone down and come back up again, I always do. I'm like the comeback king. Yeah, I go down here with a bump, and I seem to come flying back with great strength. I come straight back. Like Jim said the other night when he was here. When he was here Friday. He turned around and said, I'm not being funny, but since the COVID started, and everybody's been bored with the COVID, you're the only person I know in his company has stuck with the plan. Has stuck with it. It hasn't fell over since the COVID first started back in 2020. What about when you was at 17 then? All them poetry books you've written. Them 19 books you've written about COVID. You wrote about COVID in 19 poetry books. Janet showed me all of them. You even wrote a book, on Janet Stevens. You wrote a book on your girlfriend, Carol Meadows. 2 of them. 2 books on Carol Meadows. Well, I didn't want to fall over. And then the 28th of May, 2020, someone said, you started YouTube. right? And you've been there ever since. And you've got 1,637 videos made on YouTube. Right, you starred in all the videos that I've seen. You starred in all of them. And I tell you what, yeah, some of the stuff you said on YouTube was more powerful than what other people are saying on YouTube. I don't know where you learned to do all that from. Even your dad phoned the company and said, I don't know why my son should have done YouTube a long time ago. Right? Because I got reports, yeah, and letters from people asking, your son is amazing. Your son is amazing on YouTube. We love him to bits. We've watched him for years. We watched him for 1 year and 9 months, yeah, and he's really cheered us up. Well, that's what I do, I cheer people up. 1 year and 9 months ago, yeah, over a year ago, I started Sensational TMTV. And my first video ever recorded, right, has just made 46 views. My first ever video, when I launched in 2020, made 46 people happy. And now, one year and 9 months later, I'm still writing videos. I'm still writing. There's more now than ever. And I'm writing now for the church, doing prayers, and people are respecting me at the church. I wrote an amazing prayer yesterday that people were really interested. They said, where did you learn to write like that? Well, I just picked it up. I just picked up the words in the last couple of days. From the last one I wrote on Christmas Day, right, that Sunday, so I wrote that one. I wrote the other one. Getting down with Jesus, I wrote that. And I thought I'd write the words in a way that's completely different to what I've been writing. So I think if I write something off the Richter scale, I'll get somewhere. I'll make a lot of headway, right, by getting people respecting me, right. And a lot of people who go past here say, nice YouTube channel, love your poetry as well. When you go to the church, yeah, they do. They respect me. I don't know, and the shopkeeper likes it as well because he read one as well. He read a YouTube video, right, and he never said anything like it. I write every day. Without fail, there's always a new video posted on YouTube, right? There's always something new to excite people's lives. People have watched me for 1 year and 9 months here, and they're really enjoying my contents and what I say on YouTube. They're enjoying it. They're enjoying the music I put in the videos as well. Someone said that black and white one, what I did upstairs, yeah, but it was all black and white. They said that was like an old film, yeah. On old movie channel. It's like an old black and white film. It was as well. That's how I filmed it. I wanted to project myself in an old film. And people said it was probably the most enjoyable thing they've ever seen someone do on YouTube. But nice to tell me it was good. If it was bad, people would say, that's not very good way you done that, and I'll take it on board. I understand where people are coming from, because people have watched it in the droves, and they said your cooking's out of this world. Janet said it as well. So did Jim. Your cooking's off the Richter scale, of what you can cook. He said, what would you and your housemate downstairs in the bottom flat, yeah, under you, this one here, right, you and him can cook really well. You can't see the upstairs above me cooking like that. With me and my mate here, next door to me where I'm talking now, he cooks and so do I. We can cook amazing food, Jim said. He said, I don't know where you learned to cook, Tay, but your food's amazing, what someone said. And he cooks like he as well. When the staff come here, they don't have to cook your food for you, do you? You two have got it right. You cook it, you get right on there, on the case. Yeah, because we've learnt life can be problems. We've learnt. And I've learnt, yeah, doing the YouTube video, doing YouTube, there is a lot out there you can learn. It's like I read up the other day about this new variant of COVID. I read up last night. I did some insights on this new variant. I read up right, to read up about the new COVID, to see what we're up against from the last one. I read up the first COVID, no, I read up this one now, the new one, to see what we're up against, what we're going against for 2022. And read up what Boris Johnson's got to say as well. Some respect to you, I don't care what he's got to say. He had a party at number 10 Downing Street. Now we should have a party now. But we can't, because he won't allow it. But he's allowed one. He's a hypocrite, Boris Johnson. He's a hypocrite. He tells us not to have a party, and he had one himself. He's a hypocrite. I don't care what he's got to say. I'm not really interested in what Boris Johnson's got to say. Right? He may tell us to be in lockdown and social distancing, right? But he's got to do his own rules. He's got to do what he tells us. He's got to do what he tells us, yeah, he's got to do as well. And he won't. He won't do what he's telling us to do. He told us to be in lockdown when we was in the fourth lockdown, right? And then we find out, yeah, last Christmas he was doing a party at number 10 Downing Street. He was drunk, but then really he's not saying or doing his own rules. He's telling us publicans to not social distance with everybody and not party, stay indoors, but he's not doing it. What you got to do, Boris Johnson? Do to others what you want to be doing. You tell us, you do the same. You do the same by staying indoors and not socialising with people then. So they're telling us publicans, you're not telling us what to do, mate. I couldn't give a damn what he's got to say. He talks out of his rear end. No wonder Jim Davidson said bottoms up Boris Johnson. Yeah, bottoms up Johnson. Yeah, he did, bottoms up Boris. He actually said that, didn't he? Boris is not really listening to his own rules. He's doing different. He's not. What it is, yeah, he's not really doing his own rules. He's not social distancing. He's telling us to do it. Us publicans, people down below him, outside, us people outside of his domain, outside his number 10 to social distance, and he weren't doing it himself. He weren't doing it himself. So why tell us? Why tell us to do something, yeah? You ain't doing yourself. Why tell us, yeah, to not go near people, to do 2 metre distance, when you ain't doing it yourself, mate, you silly arse. You daft Alden old arse. You ain't doing it yourself. Please go back to number 10, shut your door and fuck right off, Boris Johnson. Don't tell us what to do if you ain't going to do it yourself. You silly arse. You silly arse. See you next Tuesday.